Good morning, boys and girls. How are you today? Are you ready for our exciting math lesson? Today we're going to learn about making a bar graph. And Ms. Claustra created this lesson. I hope you like it. The learning objective. I can organize, represent, and interpret data with up to 3 categories using a bar graph. Do you know what a bar graph is? Let's think about it. But before we start, let's do a warm-up. Here is our warm-up for today. Which one does not belong? What do you notice? Let's look at the choices. I'm going to give you some time to look at the 4 choices. What do you notice? Before we begin, let's read the choices. Everyone, 25. A quarter. What is the value of a quarter? Do you know? 2 tens plus 5 ones. What do you think that number looks like? And we have, do you know what these are called? Yes, these are pennies. How many pennies do we see? What is the value of a penny? Do you know? Now, Miss Klaus is not going to give you the choices. I want you to talk to your grown-up or whoever's there. Talk to a partner if you have a partner that's sitting next to you or watching this video with you, and tell your partner which one does not belong. Great job. I'm so happy that you did a good job on this one. Let's go to the next slide. What do you notice? How is a bar graph similar to a tally chart? A bar graph uses bars to show data. To make a bar graph, color one box for each vote. Turn a tally chart into a bar graph. So let's look at the 2 graphs. What's the topic for the first graph, the tally graph? Favorite breakfast foods. We have our category for our column for tally marks, our column for totals, and our categories. We're focusing on toast, cereal, and eggs. How many people liked toast? 4. How many people like cereal? 5. And how many people liked eggs? 2. Now you can use the tally chart to make a bar graph. Favorite breakfast food. Here is the category of food and the number of people who voted. So let's go to the tally chart. How many people like toast? 4. So that means we're going to color in 1, 2, 3, 4 rectangular squares. How many children liked cereal or people? 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We colored in 5. And how many people liked eggs? 2. Awesome. So now let's continue. Do you understand the question and the new bar graph? If you have any questions, let me know. Let's think. So let's turn on our thinking brains. What is the bar graph about? How many people like toast? How many people like cereal? How many people liked eggs? Which food was the most liked? And how many people were surveyed? So who can tell me, what was the bar graph about? What did you notice? Yes, it's about favorite breakfast foods. How many people like toast? Who remembers? Let's count. Oh, we don't even have to count. All we have to do is go here and align, check the number. 4. How many children like cereal? You're right, 5 people like cereal. And how many people liked eggs? 2. Now, what was the food that was liked the most? Oh, if you said cereal, you're right. How many people liked it? 5. And how many people were surveyed? What would, what do we have to do to find out how many people were surveyed? Think about it. Yes, you're right. We have to count all the votes. Do you know how many people were surveyed? What do we need to do? We need to add 5 plus 4. How much is 5 plus 4? Oh, yes, you're right. 9. Now let's put 9 in our head plus 2 more. 11. 11 people were surveyed. Let's try it. It's your turn now. Use the tally chart to fill out the bar graph. Send me your work when you're done. So the topic of this graph is favorite muffin. We have blueberry, strawberry, lemon, and cherry. You're going to use the information from the tally chart to fill out your bar graph. Are you ready? I cannot wait to see your choices. And make your own. Create your own bar graph. Think of a topic to collect data. Survey your family. So think about what topic you want to ask your family and do a bar graph. If you need to make a tally chart first and then the bar graph, you can do that. Go ahead and get started. And when you are ready, I want to see photos of your work. Have a great day, boys and girls.